I think duck is a very underrated poultry. It's so delicious. It has so much to offer, and it can change up, if you're a big chicken family, like it can change up that routine. And it's relatively easy to find in the store, so I think it's really good to know how to prepare it really, really well. A lot of people might get turned off because it has this layer of fat, but the point is we want to cook that fat out. It's called rendering. We're going to render the fat out, and then we can save it. It's not going to be in the dish anymore. We can use it for something else. We can cook potatoes in it. We can cook anything you might use butter or oil for. Super flavorful if you can cook it with duck fat. So when we have the duck breast, we're going to trim it just like you would a piece of chicken. So if there's extra connective tissue on here that you don't want, we can take all this off. Now, depending on the breed of duck, there might be a lot of fat, a lot of skin. We can trim that off, but feel free absolutely to save this and cook it as well, because that's just more duck fat and more skin cracklings that are delicious. So don't necessarily throw it out, but feel free to trim that off. So scoring, we have a nice sharp knife. You want to use a sharp knife. It can be a utility knife, it can be a chef's knife, it could be a slicer, but just something really nice and sharp, because we want to be able to go through the skin. I want to be able to go through the fat. We don't want to hit the meat. Trying to open up the skin so that the fat can render out, because everything's got to happen at a certain time so that the fat comes out before the duck is cooked and just when the skin is crispy, and that's going to make it perfect. And then you don't have this big layer of duck fat, and then you have all this extra duck fat if you want to use it for something. I don't know. So we're going to take our nice sharp knife, and we can just turn this guy on the diagonal, and we're just going to score. We can go straight down with this, but we want to go through the skin, through the fat, so that we're not hitting that meat. And we're gonna maybe just an inch apart, nice on the diagonal. Now, if you're a griller, you might already know how to make the diamond grill marks on your meat. It's very similar to our diamond crosshatch duck score. I'm just gonna take this guy, flip it 90 degrees, and do the exact same thing. Right down the skin, right down the fat, open that up, and now we have our beautifully scored duck. The sooner we can salt this, better, because it'll be that much more flavorful when you cook it. So if you're preparing this ahead of time, get some salt on the skin, get some salt on the meat, some herbs in there if we can. And if you're storing this, we store this in the fridge, skin side up and uncovered, if you can help it. The drier we can get the skin, the crispier it's going to be when we cook it in the pan.